You don't hear me? Yep. Alright, GZTV, back with another video. We are here. We are back on the YouTube platform. We're here to talk about the new music that came out over spring break. So, last Friday, this Friday, both weeks we're going to be covering in one video. It's a lot. I'm grinding a lot. I'm trying to make up for you guys what I missed. But we're here. We're back making content. NBA recap coming later tonight. We're going to talk about basketball for the weekend. I just got done listening to the new music on GZTV live on Twitch, my Twitch channel, and we were also watching some basketball highlights that covered a lot of stuff, so I don't have to cram a fuck ton of stuff in the videos. But we're going to first talk about the Creed soundtrack. I don't know what splits between what Fridays and stuff. We got the Chaminade jersey though. We're capping. We're capping today. All right. We got the Creed 3 soundtrack. Obviously, Creed 3 came out that Friday, I believe, and they had a soundtrack with a bunch of Dreamville stars. You know, Boz was on it. Well, obviously, Blast. You have guys like Westside Boogie, Cuz, Buddy, Earth Gang, Omen, Ari Lennox. Sid was on here, Moray was on here, JD, Tierra Whack, BJ the Chicago Kid, Kalani, Loot, Reason, a lot of artists. Let's see who else. Simba was on this record. I'm trying to look through. J. Cole was on here, Big Sean, ESTG, or I already said Ari Lennox. Overall, it's not, I don't think it's amazing, but it's cool. You gotta kind of take my reviews of a movie soundtrack with kind of a grain of salt, obviously. Soundtracks aren't supposed to be like full-on projects. They're just supposed to be music that was thrown into a movie. It fits the vibe of Creed. It's cool. There's definitely some cool tracks. The track with Buddy on it, what's it called? Jack with Buddy and Earth Gang, that's probably my favorite song. The J. Cole interlude he did was sick. We're going to be talking about J. Cole a couple of times this week, so that's cool. Nothing too crazy, a lot of R&B, surprisingly. I thought that was interesting that they took that direction, but 6 Lack dropped a couple singles. Since I Have a Lover, honestly, some pretty good singles. His album's coming up, maybe this week, maybe next week, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. 6 Lack, I respect him as an artist, but I don't know if I'm going to listen to the entire project. But yeah, J-Hope and J. Cole dropped On the Street. J. Cole with a very interesting verse on this one, talking about possibly retiring and dropping one more album. Hey, at least we're getting one more J. Cole album. That's great. Yeah, that's always cool. I don't have much to say about it. It's cool to see a K-pop and a American rapper come together on a track. It'd be cool to see more of that in the future. This was a really good song and probably the best song that BTS has been a part of, in my opinion. Nicki Minaj drops Red Ruby to Sleaze. Pretty dope, the queen of hip-hop hopping into her bag here. Fun time. Cool bars. Her bars always surprise me, Female rappers just aren't doing it like Nicki Minaj is doing it with the double entendres and stuff like that. She actually works on her craft, and it's very respectable, so there's that. My dog's barking too. Macklemore dropped a new album. Not that anyone really cares that much, but I decided to check out 3 tracks. The first one had DJ Premier on it. You get NLE Choppa, which NLE Choppa's been kind of switching his sound up, and I kind of respect it. That was a solid track. The track with Moray was cool. Macklemore has this interesting direction. He started with the thrift shop stuff, and then he started working with Ryan Lewis and making these motivational tracks, and ever since, that's kind of been his MO. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's obviously not great music, but I respect the direction Macklemore's going in. He won a Grammy, even if he didn't deserve it. So, Danny Towers, DJ Scheme continuing on with these kind of random collaborations. I don't know. I talked about it on stream. Is there a collab tape possibly in the works? I think that would be cool. The Florida Water track was sick. Ski Mask and Lil Tyler really did their thing. That was a Florida rapper track, but now we have, I think, Detroit rapper. Babyface Ray is from Detroit. He's on this record. Pretty good. I like Babyface Ray. He's had a couple of good songs in his catalog that I've really messed with. He was on the Lucky album last year. He's got a really cool lean back, chill flow. I think it's really sick. and hopefully he continues with that flow and continues to make decent tracks. I think that was pretty good. They kind of fit a vibe. Danny Towers, he's not bad. I think his voice definitely brings some unique stuff to the world of rap. But we can move on to Bankroll Hayden. We'll talk about his mixtape here in a little bit, but he dropped a single with Blueface, OGZ, and Maxo Cream. Quite a lineup. Not a bad track, kind of like a boppy, like West Coast type of song. It's got Blueface on it. You know they had to kind of fit that vibe. Not mad at it at all. I'm not hating on it. I think Maxo Cream is the best part. I really like Maxo Cream. I've started to take a liking to him. He's dropped a couple of tracks recently. He had an album that was decent. But yeah, Larry June and The Alchemist, they keep dropping singles. I wonder if there's an album in the works with them. Nice, chill, classic Alchemist production, of course. Not much to say about it, though. Jack Boy and Tech dropped a song. I don't really have much to say about it. Jack Boy's the Kodak Black impersonator, apparently, so I just had to check it out. Pilo dropped an album, which I haven't really heard of Pilo, but he has guys like Larry June, Too Short, E40, Kamaya on this record, so I figured I might as well go and check it out, and it was okay. There was definitely some corny moments, weird bars on, the Too Short song. E40 had some weird, like, awkward flows on his feature. It's okay. It's a West Coast track. I'm sure they're bumping it, Maybe they are. I don't know. Ray Shremmer drops a single from their up-and-coming record, Shrem Life 4. Is it 4? Is that the 4th Shrem Life? I'm not really sure, but they are dropping that album very soon. I'm excited. There's a decent amount of stuff going into it. I don't think they've announced the track list or anything. They already have 2 out of 14 songs out, which is kind of a weird strategy. If you're having an album that short, I don't really know about the whole singles thing, but apparently there's a stand cover or a sample or something like that they got cleared from Eminem. Eminem did the same thing with Millie's, so that man, the GOAT, obviously, out here clearing samples for some pretty big artists, which is cool. You see him back there. Him giving back to the rap community, that's pretty sick. Yeah, this track, not really much to it. It's kind of a classic Ray Shremmer club banger that you would have heard in like 2016, so it's cool. 6 Lack dropped Talk Back, another single off of his upcoming album. I think he actually revealed the track list for this one. He's got Don Toliver on it. To be honest, that might be the only track I'm listening to, unless like this week is super lame. That's coming out in 2 weeks, though. We have 2 weeks until that record comes out. The Shrem Life record, let me go check that out. When's that coming out? April 7th, so 2 weeks after the 6 Lack album. Annalie Choppa, another artist with an upcoming album, Cottonwood 2. He has Mo up front, pretty solid. He's got a Lil Wayne feature on this album coming up here. That comes out a week after Ray Shremmer, so I'll probably only listen to the Lil Wayne track, honestly. I think there might have been some snippets out for it and stuff, but this track's cool. There were some cool moments where the beat was like chopping up, and I thought it was cool. T.I. and Kevin Gates. This is an interesting collaboration. I don't know how often they've collaborated in their careers, but this is a cool collaboration, honestly. I think this track's pretty good. Active here. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. There's some cool rapping, cool flows going on throughout it. Yeah, Blast dropped a nice little EP. West Coast guy getting a lot of traction with features from guys like Roddy Ricch. I think Terrace Martin was on this thing. Mustard, Larry June. Yeah, he's definitely picking up traction. So you got a nice little EP here. Not much to say about it. There wasn't any really standout tracks, but shout out to Blast. He was also on the Kendrick Lamar album, probably the biggest release of last year. Whether or not it was the best, it's still probably the biggest and most hyped up, and he was a part of it. So, yeah, Godfather of Harlem, the show, dropped a track. That's interesting they did this. They had Bia, they had St. John, 5 Foreign, Swizz Beatz was doing production for it. It wasn't bad. It was obviously a drill record. New York, that's the big sound now, of course, with guys like 5 on it. Joyner Lucas dropped Devil's Work 2. I don't even know if I listened to the first Devil's Work, but talking about a lot of real life things that are happening, very like current events type of thing with Kobe Bryant, that situation happened 3 years ago, but obviously like PNB Rock, and talking about like all the rappers and all the celebrities that have died and stuff like that. It's a very interesting track. It's not great, but for lyrical content, I would say it's pretty decent. Bankroll Hayden did end up dropping his mixtape 29, which I'm not a huge fan of him, but I mean, he had Lil Skies, Lil Tech on this project, so that's cool. I listened to those. Pretty solid. They say every year that Lil Tech is going to save the summer. He didn't do it this time. I don't know if he ever will, but it's still a solid record. Jim Jones and Hitmaker with a nice little collab album with features from Jeremy, Benny the Butcher, and Ty Dolla $ign. Solid record. I don't really have much to say about it. I think that's about going to do it for the video. Jeremy had some solid vocals, Benny the Butcher with the rapping, and obviously Ty Dolla $ign, another vocalist. Jim Jones. I'm not really that familiar with his career or any of his catalog, but I saw he had I've heard of him, and obviously Hitmaker's a pretty decent producer. He might be a good producer, I don't know. But the features were decent. I don't really have much to say. Coming up later tonight on the Twitch channel, probably about 10 to 10:30, we will be streaming the new Fortnite season. And yeah, I'm out, guys.